Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Media. It is now 18 minutes past 8 on this beautiful Friday evening. I'm your host, Lakir Daud, and I'm going to be keeping you company all the way through till 9 o'clock. Next up, we're going to be having a very inspirational chat to a gentleman who does not say much words. However, his knowledge is so broad and his footballing skills is out of this world. We're going to be chatting to Irshaad Abrahams, who is a 20-year-old football player from Cape Town, Woodstock to be specific and exact. He has been playing football from the age of 7, and now, a good couple of years later, he's been given an opportunity to go for football trials in Turkey, and hopefully he can achieve this dream of his. As we heard earlier on in the show, Coach Farouk Khan was saying that a lot of our players need to go over to Europe and play amongst the best in the world in order to come back and bring that experience to South Africa and take our national team to the next level. Irshaad has been given this opportunity. However, standing between him and this trip is 30,000 Rand. And he's going to be relying on us as South African citizens to help make his dream a reality. Just to give you some insight into his life, in the more recent times, he moved up to Johannesburg about last year this time, left his mother's house at the age of 19 to see this dream of his, and he trialed with the Wits team. However, due to circumstances and COVID hitting, he had to return home to his mother's house, and now he's got a second bite of the cherry, and hopefully this time he will be making this dream of his a reality. Irshaad Abrahams, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday evening. I know you're a busy guy, for chatting to me on the show.
Walaikum salam, brother. Walaikum salam. Anytime, anytime.
Look, I know you're not the guy of many words, but I mean, you know what? Your story needs to be shared. You know, you've come from such a humble beginning and such a humble background to the point now where you're on the verge of being international, yet you're the same guy every single day, regardless of everything else that happens in your life. Irshad, tell us a bit about you. I mean, where were you born? Where did you grow up? What was it like growing up in the shoes of Irshaad Ahmed Abrams?
Maaf, Akon, I didn't hear, I didn't get it.
I was saying, you're a guy that doesn't have many words. You don't always speak a lot. But I mean, just for the listeners and the viewers, and even myself, um, take us on a journey. Take us through what it was like growing up in the shoes of Irshaad Ahmed Abrams.
So yeah, basically what it when I stepped out of my doorstep, looking out, seeing everyone playing in the street, painting poles in the street, and I just found it interesting. And I thought, let me explore this, let me see what it's all about. And then from there, scores and injuries later, I still love the game more than ever. The journey wasn't easy because I was never part of an academy really, but my tenacity pulled me through, and yeah, Allah's mercy. That's all you can say. Allah's mercy and Allah's guidance.
Mm. I mean, looking at it now, you're on the verge of basically having a dream come true, which many people want. And I mean, you deserve it. You've worked hard all these years. A bit of your, I mean, looking at your upbringing and where you grew up, what are the chances of professional footballers and superstars coming out of your area? Give us a bit of a background as to where you come from and your surroundings.
Hey, Woodstock. I'm sure you know. Hey, this place. It's been drugs. It's overflowing the streets. It's shootings, killings, everything like that. Was one out of 100 that makes it professional, or if not even. So yeah, it's been challenging. I could have easily become a gangster, easily, but my mother kept me, and my madrasa and stuff like that kept me in place. And through all this grace, I'm still, Alhamdulillah, I haven't gone astray.
And I mean, you've mentioned all of these things that are taking over and things that are happening around you. However, it still didn't impact you. Yet it did have an effect on you and your life. But looking forward to this trip, Irshad, I mean, your football journey, you said you played in the streets. And when did you step onto a football pitch for the first time and realize that, okay, I want to become a professional footballer?
Um, it started. I was about 8 years old. Seven turning eight. It was my first year in the nine. So I always used to go to my and he always used to play, and I always used to watch him like play on the field. And I thought, why not give it a try? But unfortunately, my mother didn't have the funds to buy me a pair of boots, as she was a single parent. My father got shot when I was a week old. So my friend gave me a pair of boots. It was a size 13 and I was a size 11. So it was quite hard the first year. It was challenging, you know. It, yeah, but that first year I pulled through. The second year, one of the coaches saw my talent and he bought me a pair of boots. And then from there, my second year I got top goal scorer. And then I thought, hey, I have something in me, man. There's something in me that's
Mm.
because it was only my second year on the field and I got top goal scorer. And then from there, just I wasn't always the I wasn't I didn't like running. I never used to like run. I saw that I needed it and I worked on it. I worked on my fitness. I started in mountains and wherever to started giving the extra work and then I saw the results. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And then looking at this process of yours, you were then exposed at the later stage to a lot of professional players, a lot of professional coaches, and I mean, once being exposed to them and being in that environment, how has that changed your mindset and the way you operated and moved now as a player, so that you can be the best at what you do?
Well, I didn't get that first part. What did you say? The first part of the sentence.
I was saying, as you got older, you then got exposed to a lot of professional players, ex players, and professional
Oh,
coaches when you were involved in a lot of higher football clubs, if you want to call it that, the likes of the Ajaxes and all of those different setups. How has that helped you change your mindset and helped you want to become the best at what you do?
so when I started playing against the academy boys and that, I thought to myself, I'm not far from this, and my talent, my talent can be from better than these players. And then
Mm,
obviously in the area where I used to play, there was a few that made it out to professional, like Hanif, Stellenboom, Siad, X-Teen, for example. So these players, Tariq Feliz, they they were like, how can I say, they were like a motivation because we came from the same area, not the same area, but basically the same club. And I used to play with them also in the street. We used to link and play in the street. And I told myself, I can be one of these men. I can be one of these. Why not? Nothing stopping me.
Well, you well en route there. Irshad, you've recently been selected. You went for trials for the Africa to Europe. And tell us a bit about that trial process. How did that work? How did you find out about it? And I mean, soon you're going to be on your way to Europe.
Inshallah, inshallah. So I've been training this whole year basically. My mother every month complaining, when you going to work? When you going to work? I was like, I'm just thinking to myself, I want to be a footballer, mother. I want to be a footballer. And so eventually, about a month ago, my one of my friends, he posted this trials on his status. So normally there's always scams and stuff like about trials and stuff like that. So then I asked him, hey, is this true? And he told me, yeah, it is true. So then I went for the trials, and then when I came for the trials, I just told myself I'm going to make it. There was about 150 boys at the trials. So then we got shortlisted to 15 out of the 120, and then eventually they cut the squad down to 25 out of the whole country. But the trials, look, I won't say it was difficult because I've been preparing all year, and it was like it wasn't difficult. That's all I can say.
So now that you've been selected, we know that you're going to Europe. What does this trip entail? What are you going to be doing once we as the South African public help you raise your funds? What are you going to be doing in Europe?
So we will be playing against I think it's 7 or 8 professional teams out there in Turkey in front of scouts and footballing directors. I think it's in Antalya, Turkey. So yeah, we will be playing there, and the football project, they are in partnership with some agency. I think KS. I'm not too sure what's the name, but yeah, they busy with relationships with people with clubs in Spain like Real Sociedad, and they're still busy with more teams there for exposure for the boys.
And that will obviously help you get exposure to the highest level of football and mingling with the people that you should be if you want to continue your journey as a professional footballer, which we have no doubt that you will. So now it's basically back down to you needing our help and us as South Africans. How can we get into your corner and make sure that you get to Turkey?
Yes, it's basically down to that.
So, what are the requirements that you need from us in order to get you to Turkey? How much funds is it? Um, do you need boots? What do we need to do to help you get to Turkey? Because I know that I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do my best that I can, and the rest of South Africa as well after this interview.
So whatever you can help with, whether it's boots, whether it's whatever you can help with, second skins, whatever you can
Okay,
help
let's
with.
start at this.
So
Let's start
basically,
at the start. I know it's difficult getting answers out of you because you're that humble. What is the total amount that is amount of money, cash money that's needed in order for you to go on your trip?
so the cash amount is 30,000. At the end of this month, which is the 31st or 30th of November, 10,000 has to be paid. At the moment, there is about 2,000 rand that's in that they're having money, which has been coming through from donations. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, there's about
Okay,
the
so
8,000.
the first goal is another
That's
8,000 that we need to get, and then from that we need to focus on
yes,
filling up the other the rest of the 30K.
yes, inshallah.
I mean. Okay, so that's the finance part of it is explained. We need 8,000 by the end of this month, 30,000 by the end of when must it be in?
The end of for the 30,000 or
Yes, we
10,000.
must the full amount. When does the full amount be paid up by?
January, at the end of January,
January.
the full.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So now we know that's sorted. We're gonna get that sorted. We're gonna do everything that we can. For those listeners and viewers of Salam Media, there is a Backer Buddy link that I will be sharing on my personal profile. It is there already on my profile, and we'll share it again. And we're gonna make sure that Irshaad goes and gets everything that's good for him over in Europe. Irshaad, I mean, you've got such an amazing support structure around you. And I mean, is there any final words that you want to say to your family, to your friends, to your supporters, and to everybody that's out there so that we can help get you to Europe?
I just want to say shukran to my mother, shukran to Allah, shukran to you for having me tonight. For all the people that believed in me from the start, I will make you guys proud. No doubt about that.
There's definitely no doubt about that. We have no doubt about that. Irshad, look, thank you so much. Shukran again, once again, for your time this evening. We're definitely going to do everything that we can on our side. And I know the viewers and listeners at home are tuned in and we're going to make sure that we get you to Europe and make your dreams a reality.
شكرا my brother, شكرا. الله يودي إن شاء
Afwan,
الله.
we look forward to chatting to you. We look forward to chatting to you soon. You must keep us updated on your trip and everything that's happening. I'm very excited, very eager to hear what's going to be happening on your side and how everything transpires. So do keep your phone on because we're going to be chatting to you real soon, sooner than you expected.
شكرا my brother. السلام عليكم.
Walaikum salam. That was Irshaad Abrahams, who is going to be making his way to Europe on a trip from Africa to Turkey. So Irshaad requires 30,000 rand to make this trip of his happen. It includes a 2-week-long training camp in Port Elizabeth prior to the team touring to Turkey, which will then consist of 5 to 7 fixtures against professional teams from all over Europe. This will be played in front of Europe's top scouts and coaches, and this also will be a network opportunity for the players and managers so that they can now explore their wings and finally make their way into Europe. By the end of November, Irshaad will be needing 10,000 rand that needs to be paid up, and by the end of January, the full amount of 30,000 rand will need to be paid up. So South Africa, I'm depending on you, we're depending on you so that we can make a young boy's dream from the Cape Flats come true. Stay tuned to Salam Media. After the break, we're going to be chatting about more inspirational stories and everything that makes this country what it is. The unity, the camaraderie, how everybody comes together for one common goal, which is obviously putting a smile on the next person's face. Stay tuned to Salam Media. After the break, we're back with more sports news.